Bruh, look at him. Bro, he's so desperate. I just made him some bacon too. Look at you. Look how desperate you look. Dude, okay, I didn't mean... No, dude, don't be sad. Nah. Fuck, why you look all sad? You're just fucking faking. Oh, shit. That's so scary. Dude, do you want me to kick you out? Yeah, that's what I thought. Fucking dick. Okay, seriously, dude? I gotta boot you until we start recording. Okay? Okay? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Ah, fuck. Okay. Let's get straight to it. You ready? So, the last time I decided to rank my top 10 favorite goals in all of Blue Lock... So the last time I ranked my top 10 favorite goals for you guys, while enjoying it for the most part, you guys sure had a lot to say about some of my picks and especially what I left off the list. Now normally I just tell you guys to back off and move for the sake of my content, but I agree with what you're saying on this one. It is way too hard limiting the goals to only 10, as there have been some absolutely insane goals scored in the series, especially some that have been brushed over by some more significant, flashier, or even just more important goals overall. So today I wanted to take a look at 10 more goals that we've seen so far in the Blue Lock manga and rank them in order based on honestly how sick I think they are. There's not that much criteria. Obviously I'm going to factor in the significance of the goal, but that also kind of plays a part into how sick I think it is because the story kind of builds it up to make it impactful like that. But for the most part, I covered the significant goals in the first video. If you want to check it out, there's going to be a card, I think right here, maybe. Otherwise, comment down below what you guys think is the most underrated goal in the entire Blue Lock manga so far. Grab some snacks and try not to fall in love with how handsome I am. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Quick honorable mention before we actually get into it. Every single goal we saw scored against the Team World 5, that's basically just going to be the honorable mention right there. Here we see all 5 members selected for the Team World 5, that being Loki, Luna, Adam Blake, Pablo, and Dada Silva. All 5 of which absolutely decimate the #1 Blue Lock team that we've seen so far. It's honestly mad. I needed to mention this one because it gives us the first glimpse of where our Blue Lock players kind of stack up when in comparison to actual world level players, and admittedly the difference is a lot bigger than I expected. When I tell you that they embarrassed the Blue Lock 5, they embarrassed the Blue Lock 5. And I don't need to tell you who was on that team. Like 5 of the best youth players in the entire manga. Moving on. Coming in at number 10, we have Kunigami's cross flow goal. Following his departure from Blue Lock after being eliminated in the 2v2 against Shido and fucking Monk, I'm never gonna drop that Kunigami lost to Monk, and he's never gonna forget it either. In the midst of the Bastard vs Bachira game, Kunigami shows his newfound egoism as well as the fruits of his training. As we all know, the wildcard had one goal, and that was to create a striker with the identical body of Noel Noah. We see as he just absolutely takes over the game, taking the ball for himself, not passing it to a single person, with one goal in mind. Ah, shit, I shouldn't have said goal. Point is, he wanted to score by any means necessary. He wasn't going to give this up because he knows more than anybody exactly what he went through in that wildcard training. Obviously, the dude's mentally broken right now. And I also enjoy this goal because it kind of sets the tone for how Kunigami's going to be for at least the time being, you know, unless he kind of breaks out of this emo phase that he's having. Overall, pretty impressive, looked really sick, and was kind of significant. So, number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Bachira's resolve. In the heat of the 4v4 between Team White and Team Red, we see Isagi and Rin constantly trying to devour each other. Pause. In the heat of this absolutely intense battle of egos between Rin and Isagi, Bachira starts to panic, thinking that he is going to be left behind by these two as his skill isn't up to par with them. It is in this moment where Meguru Bachira takes the ball for himself and absolutely solos Team White. Don't believe me? Exhibit A. Exhibit B. And my favorite, it's not even the goal, Exhibit C. He called Nagi and Baro fucking nobodies. Who the fuck does that? Okay, guys, it's Future Clamp here. So admittedly, for most of these videos, especially the top 10, I don't even bother writing a script anymore. I've reread the entire story a couple times, so I kind of tend to record based solely off memory. However, I completely forgot that this is the Cruel Fate goal. I was literally rereading the second selection last night because it's been a while since I touched the second selection, but what the fuck? How did I forget this? I thought this was the 4th goal. I forgot Rin scored the free kick. Anyways, I just had to pop in, let you guys know. I know I fucked up. I'm sorry. If I was going to replace it with anything, I'd honestly just say Shido's Dragon Drive. So let's just move on. Coming in at number 8, we have Isagi's back heel. The game between Team White and Team Red was heated, and I mean Bastard versus Manshine levels of heated, but the only difference is this is more significant because the winner of this game finished the second selection while the loser had to go back down to the 3v3. Isagi and Rin are going blow for blow, one scoring, the other scoring, one's embarrassing the other person, so on and so forth. It's straight beef on site with these two. They are going at it. And it's almost to the point where every single other person on the field is either simply a pawn or just insignificant entirely in the game. Truly one of the best one-on-ones we've seen throughout the entire series so far. It finished off by this absolutely beautiful, beautiful demonstration of skill from my boy Isagi Goichi. That was corny as fuck to say out loud. Damn. Number 7, Kunigami steals one. So this one I am kind of going to give not so much off the basis of the goal itself, but what it took to get to that goal. And if you've read up to this point in the manga, you know just how hyped this shit was, and it truly deserves to be talked about. In the heat of the Manshine vs Bastard Munich game, Isagi's spiraling. He's getting played by every single one of his boys on Manshine, not to mention Kaiser's in his head and fucking with him the whole time, leading to him evolving and unlocking the single most broken ability in all of Blue Lock, Metavision. So we finally get to see Metavision in action. Isagi becomes by far the most dominant player on the field. He knows everything that's going on, using his peripheral vision to scan the entire field and basically being able to outplay every single person while also predicting every single move on the field like a chessboard. With the help of Kurona, he manages to absolutely slice through the defense, getting him right in front of the goal, setting up his perfect direct shot, only for Kaiser to be standing there, welcoming Isagi to his dimension. And I cannot tell you guys just how much I love this fucking moment. I'll admit just as much as everybody, Kaiser's a prick, and I love Isagi. He's my boy. He's a fucking dog. But this is one of the only moments that has genuinely given me goosebumps while reading, so I honestly had to mention it. Oh, and yeah, Kunigami steals the goal. That's really the only part he factors in on this. He just steals the goal from Isagi. Nothing much else happens. Coming in at number 6, we have Bachira's B shot. Okay, so it was an honorable mention in my last video, and I needed to actually talk about it here because this is a really sick goal, and I really don't want people thinking I'm sleeping on Bachira. I feel like I don't mention him or hold him too highly in any of these videos. Recently, I've kind of changed my stance on him. I think he's a lot better than what I've said in the past. And the same goes for the B shot, dude. It is so sick. It might have snuck its way into my top 10, but with the speed at which they score goals, I'm sure it's going to change soon. I already talked about what makes the B shot so special in the last video, but for those of you who missed that video, don't want to go there, and you actually haven't seen this goal before, this is what happens when you take the one-of-a-kind dribbling of Meguru Bachira and give him complete freedom on the pitch while also centering the entire team around him. As far as Barch is concerned right now, plays start and end with Bachira, there's no exception. And it's displayed when he absolutely embarrasses the entire Bastion Munich defense, scoring one of the sexiest acrobatic goals that we've seen in the series thus far, the B shot. Like I said, it didn't make it on my list in the first video. I had to mention it here. It's coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Baro's villain goal. Now, I touched upon beefs when I was covering Isagi vs Rin in the heel shot. This is another level of beef, and I think it's a little special to me right now, just because Baro's resurfaced and he's stronger than ever. Oh shit, you know what? I'm actually going to tie in 5 and 4 because coming in at number 4, we have Isagi devours the king. Sorry for doing that real quick. I don't want to confuse you guys. These goals just happen back to back and number 4 happens before number 5. So I'm kind of just going to reorganize and get this all done out the way just to make it a little easier. When we finally get to the 3v3 between the teams of Nagi, Baro, and Isagi going up against Ryo, Kunigami, and Chigiri, shit really gets heated and there are some serious implications to what's going to happen in the future of the series based on who wins this match. The winner of this match is going to be the one who goes up against Rin, something he really wants right now because at the moment he wants to steal Bachira back. So the two teams go at it. Chigiri, Ryo, and Kunigami show that they have a lot more chemistry than we expected, absolutely dominating the game from the start, largely in part to the uselessness of Baro Shoei on the field. As we all know, Baro's selfish and only plays for himself, so he kind of screwed the team over, leading to Isagi deciding to turn the king into a pawn. Dog walks Baro. I swear to God, this man uses him like toilet paper. Faking passes to him to get Nagi open, running in his blind spot, trailing him behind everyone's blind spots so that he can score the goal himself. And, oh God, I can't even say it. Just pop up the panel. So that's our number 4 out the way. Going on to our number 5. Basically, Baro gets his get back. In utter despair, he has to watch as Isagi and Nagi, two people that he sees as inferior to himself, basically freeze him out the game, choosing to 2v3 a team as opposed to utilizing him, who he deems is the best player on the field. This is obviously a huge blow to his psyche as well as his egoism. And where most people will crumble, the king shined. Isagi, who vowed to lighten the darkness that Baro had left on the field, gets absolutely put in his place when Baro says, "I will devour all that light and turn it into darkness," becoming the villain if I have to. God, I expected that to sound a lot cooler when I said it. Anyways, two absolutely insane goals back to back. I had to go out of order a little bit to mention them, but that's going to be our numbers 5 and 4. I promise I'm not going to get convoluted from here, but moving on to number 3 on the list, Yukimiya's sword screw. So this actually has a lot going for it. I really had to stop myself from putting it number 1 because it's not the most significant goal on this list, and it also isn't my favorite, and that's for one reason. Yukimiya scored the fucking goal. This goal was Isagi's. He fucked up the entire team. He stopped the world's number 2. He shut down Nagi and Rio at... Broly, what the fuck? He shut down Nagi and Rio at the same time after they both already got back together after their breakup. And he toyed with not only the defense, but the rest of his team. And this motherfucker used Noel Noah, the world's number 1 player, as his pawn. Simply a tiny little insignificant piece in a greater picture that he was trying to put together for his own goal. Now kind of backtracking a little bit, while I did say that I had a problem with the fact that Yukimiya scored this goal, it was honestly more important for the story, and I kind of respect the fact that Isagi didn't score this because I feel like there's a lot more development to be had. Wait, I don't think he's gonna... Okay, yeah, no, I have to make a video on that. Forget that for now. Just remember I have a new video idea, so be on the lookout for that. Anyways, to sum it up, Yukimiya utilizes a variant of the shot that we see Chris Prince try to hit earlier on in the match, only this is new, improved, and Yukimiya truly put everything he had into that one shot. It only heightens the intensity as we see Rio sprinting to the goal, trying to save it at the last minute, only for the ball to drop unexpectedly into the net, sealing the game for Bayern Munich 3-2. I may have my issues with this goal, but that's honestly just because I wasn't a big fan of Yukimiya until he scored the goal. But no matter what my opinions are about him or the goal itself, I can't take away its significance or just how cool the buildup was. And oh yeah, let's not forget this. Coming in at number 2, we have the 44 Panther snipe. This one is bad ass. I'm a firm believer in sports that speed kills, especially in football, American football that is. But in soccer, I feel like it is very important. Just look at Kylian Mbappe, but it's not the most important skill that you need on that field. Speed can be perfectly personified in Blue Lock through Chigiri Hyoma, the pink-haired princess we all know and love. This goal sets the entire tone for the Manchester City game, as similar to Kunigami in his cross-flow goal, Chigiri shows off the fruits of his training. Under the tutelage of Chris Prince, he managed to train his body to become more dominant player all around, increasing his stats to the point where he is now an S-rated world-class player. While he was training, something that Chris Prince focused heavily on was his golden zone. Think of it as your hot zones, kind of when you're shooting around in basketball, if you're more familiar with that sport as compared to soccer. Basically, it's a location on the pitch where the likelihood of you scoring a goal actually raises exponentially. And we see this in action when Chigiri shows off his brand new skills, slicing, dicing, abusing, using, whatever you want to say. He follows Bayern Munich's defense on the way to his 44-degree golden zone, where he absolutely drills the goal into the back of the net. Chigiri does seem to be a fan favorite, and this goal makes it on basically any single top 5 lists I've looked at on Reddit, and I honestly love the goal too, so it's coming in at number 2. Hold up, Clamp, you've talked about a lot of really good goals in this video so far. What could possibly top all of those? I'm glad you asked. Number 1, Isagi steals a goal. I fucking love this one, man. And I'm so fucking mad that I forgot to put it in my last video. Damn near every single one of you mentioned this goal, and I was so disappointed that I forgot about it. I can't believe I forgot about it. And that's why it's coming in at number 1. In the third selection arc, we see the remaining 35 players of the team split up between 3 teams, A, B, and C. They then compete in like a pseudo round robin kind of deal. It's a little weird how it works out. But basically leading into the final game, Isagi is being completely overshadowed by his whole team, especially the 2 main strikers at the moment, Rin and Shido. Now we all know how good Rin and Shido both are. Both of them are in the top 5 of the U20s in the entire show right now. And at this point, Isagi was actually decently far behind. He was still at the point where he couldn't really do anything on his own, and when teams were oriented around players that weren't him, or he didn't have people there that were actively trying to get him to score, the man was struggling and he really didn't know what to do. Leading into the final game, he was running out of time. He had no goals and he needed to show the world what he was all about. This is when we get the first seeds of Isagi's meta vision. But not only this, it's also an early culmination of everything we've seen him do so far, as well as a preview to what this man is really going to be about. Final goal to seal the game. Rin and Shido are battling neck and neck for the ball, trying to decide who's going to score the final goal, until none other than the egoist himself, Isagi Yoichi, blitzes between both of them, stealing the final goal for himself underneath the noses of Blue Lock's number 1 and number 2. The art on this is insane, the significance is there, as well as the story implications for later on. In every single criteria that I've judged these goals, this one deserved to be on my first top 10 list. I'm disappointed that I didn't put it there and I forgot about it, so it has to come in at my number 1 spot on this list. Okay, and that is going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for the support that I've been getting on the channel recently. We actually just hit 4,000 subscribers on the channel right now, and honestly, I really can't thank you enough. Seriously, I feel like I thank you guys a lot almost in every single video, but it's for a good reason. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm really trying to grow this channel out because I don't want to work for anyone else when I'm older. Anyways, you know the drill. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing to the channel if you don't want to miss any more Blue Lock content, because I'm telling you, I'm going to be pumping shit out like crazy right now. Let me know what you thought of the list and drop your personal list in the comments down below. And that's all I got for you today. Love you, boys. Take it easy. What, so we finished recording and you just fucking dip?